As I mentioned before, the automotive dealership part of the business is probably one of the areas that needs the greatest amount of reform. And what our service has been designed to do is to help educate, prepare, and inform consumers so they can make more educated choices and better decisions and decisions that they live with for years. Now, how do you do that unless you learn by trial and error? You go in, you try it, and you go, oh, that wasn't the one. Well, with over 3 decades in the automotive industry, we've gotten to know the businesses and the individuals within our community that really rise above the standard or mediocrity and rise to the top like the cream rises to the surface. And again, the only guests that are invited on our show have to be the top of their field. And again, mediocrity and above average will not suffice. Our next guest on our show today is actually one of the main reasons why his business was nominated or invited, originally to be a guest on our show and a regular guest. I have personal experience with both our next guest on our show and his counterpart. And I'm talking about Todd Moore, who is the general sales manager at Nissan of Reno, and his counterpart, Lee Langley, his sales manager at Nissan of Reno. And I've worked side by side with these individuals and have known them both personally and professionally for over a decade to a decade and a half in this industry. And I can honestly say to our community, when it comes to individuals in the automotive field, absolutely full of integrity. They don't lie, cheat, or steal to sell a vehicle. They would get out of the business before they did that. As a matter of fact, sitting side by side in a finance office contracting consumers with Lee Langley, I got to see firsthand his ethical disclosures and presentations to his consumers, and they were nothing shy of full of honesty and integrity. So it's a great pleasure to have on our show today Todd Moore, the General Sales Manager with Nissan of Reno. And Todd, thank you so much for being here today and serving our community the way we believe they deserve to be served.
Well, Mitch, thanks for the kind words. I do appreciate it, and thank you for allowing me to be on your show.
Well, and I've said to Taylor Wendries, the general manager of Nissan of Reno, that the two of you are, without a doubt, the main reasons why we've invited Nissan of Reno to be here. We want our community to get proper service in the automotive industry, to be treated fairly with respect, and to be cared for both before, during, and after the sale, and with integrity and honesty. And I share that because that's exactly what they can expect to get if they come visit you at your store. But just drive down Kitsky right now, and some people may think that you're gone, but what's really happening is you're going through a massive remodeling, and you're going strong through this period. But tell us a little bit about the current construction project and what's happening and how they're going to benefit from it.
Well, first of all, we're definitely open during this whole construction process, 7 days a week like normal. Sales, parts, and service are fully opened and fully functional to serve our customers. But we are doing a major remodel. We've torn down about 3/4 of the building. It's starting to go back up. It looks great. It's pretty exciting. We've completely repaved half of the lot, and that's where we're working off of right now, while the rest of the dealership continues to be put back together. But we believe this remodel is going to allow us to serve our customers better and have a better customer experience. It was due.
Well, let's talk about, first of all, how are you operating now? I mean, if they pull onto the lot, the old building is gone and the new one is starting to come up, and you're operating still out of modulars.
We are. And, we've added a second driveway. If you've ever been to our lot before, you know that we get pretty crowded there sometimes on a busy day, especially around 5 o'clock with people picking up their cars from service. It's going to be a lot better flow of traffic with an additional exit on Taylor Street, which will help out dramatically. Also, there's going to be much more customer parking. It's going to be a lot easier to pull in and know where to park and it not be tight and not have to wait for someone to get out of your way before you pull into a parking spot. It's really going to make the customer experience a lot better. It's something simple as a parking lot. It's really going to make a big difference.
Well, yeah, and I think that's going to be huge. There's some other facility upgrades inside the dealership, both front and back, parts, service, and sales that are being improved too. So what other items are you updating?
Well, any pretty much any part that the customer comes in contact, any touch point is going to be upgraded, remodeled. The waiting room is going to be much more modern, much larger, a big, open, airy feeling. It's going to be a nice place if you have to spend 45 minutes there or an hour there waiting for your car to get serviced. It's going to be a comfortable place to be. And in our service department, there's going to be more bays for faster service, so we can get customers in and out quicker, because the last thing people want to do is come and hang out at a dealership all day.
Well, I don't know. I would dispute that, because I love hanging out there at Nissan of Reno. A great place, great people, and that's what really makes that more than a building of brick and mortar, is the people inside. But you said you're going to add more bays and some increases in even the size and capacity of your parts.
Yes, it'll be easier to access everything. Again, it's just anywhere a customer comes in contact with anything in our dealership is going to be upgraded, and it's going to be a lot nicer.
How's the construction impacted sales, or how sales going during this remodel?
We had one of our best Marches ever, working out of the modular buildings. Let me tell you a little bit about that. It's you come on and you see modular buildings, But Taylor did an outstanding job of handpicking these modular buildings to make sure they were clean and nice. He did a great job. It's actually a nice layout. We're on the completely new repaved part of the lot, and all the used inventory is right there, and one model of each new car, so it's easy to look at the cars. It's right there. It's quick and convenient. And it just doesn't seem like it's been a problem for our customers. They've enjoyed kind of going through the construction process with us. They see the big picture and know that we're going to be able to serve them better. Well,
and I'm glad to hear that business is strong during the construction, but I heard that there's a reason for that. There's some great specials going on right now during the remodel, so why don't you share some of those with our community?
Well, we're calling it our pre-opening sale. Our opening date of the new building is going to be June 30th. Is that our estimated time of moving in? One of the issues we do have is, because we're operating off half a lot, is we don't have a lot of room for our inventory. So we're trying to move it out as quickly as possible. An example of that is we're currently offering $5,000 off MSRP on all 2012 Altimas.
Well, before you go on about that Altima, you're offering one of the largest discounts that you've ever offered on one of the hottest commodities in the nation.
That's very true, Mitch. A lot of people don't realize that the Altima has become the second best-selling passenger car in the United States for 2011, and so far this year through March, we're number 2 on the list. So it's an excellent product, and it's a huge discount on a very competitive segment in the automotive industry.
Well, and when you have a hot commodity, a lot of dealers will try to retain more of it, and you're giving huge discounts during this remodel sale. So if you've been in the market for one of these, definitely stop by and see them. And what other specials are you running right now?
We are currently offering $3,000 off on all of our all-wheel drive Rogues, which is a nice discount. It's one of our smaller sport utilities. It gets great gas mileage. It really works great in this area. It's one of our best-selling vehicles, and again, one of our best sellers with a big discount. That's how we're staying competitive during our construction sale.
And the Rogues are great looking, like you said, kind of a compact SUV. So good fuel economy all around, getting in and out of the snow and running around our community, but not one of these personal infantry mover size SUVs.
No, it's a practical vehicle.
Now, on one of our prior shows, we talked to Taylor Wondries, the general manager, about the Nissan's Leaf. And at the time, and this is, again, our FM listeners new to our show may not have heard this segment, but it's a new all-electric, zero-emissions vehicle. But at the time, you really didn't have them in inventory yet for people to come in and drive, and I understand you have them now. Tell us a little bit about the Leaf.
Well, you're right about that. Back in December, we had not gotten any yet, but we started delivering Leafs in January. It's been a great success. Customers are extremely happy with them. Again, it is 100% all-electric. It's a zero-emissions vehicle with about a 100-mile range. It's the first fully electric automobile made by a major manufacturer. The build quality on it is outstanding. I've been in the business for almost 20 years now, and I think it's one of the finest built automobiles I've ever sat in.
That's exactly what you'd expect from Nissan. I mean, that's the standard quality manufacturing process. So if you're in the market for an electric vehicle, I mean, what a fine organization. There are a lot of sprouting out companies that don't have the history in building and build qualities that Nissan has.
You're absolutely right. Some of these smaller startup companies, they can produce an electric car, and if there's an issue or two with it, people are going to look the other way because it's a small niche manufacturer. But if a major manufacturer, Nissan, Toyota, Honda, produces a vehicle, it's pretty much got to be perfect. Consumers will not stand for a lackluster vehicle in any way.
Well, and for anyone that hasn't seen the Leaf or even looked on a website to picture one in their mind, I think when you say electric vehicle, the first thing that comes to some people's mind is a little Matchbox type vehicle, and that's not the Nissan Leaf. I mean, this is a ordinary sedan size luxury vehicle. Tell us a little bit about the size and capacities of the vehicle.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's a regular sized compact automobile, about the same size as a Nissan Sentra or a Toyota Corolla. 4 adults can sit comfortably in this car and ride all over town. And,
with a trunk for luggage.
With a trunk and storage space for shopping, luggage, what have you. It's a very usable vehicle. It also meets all the current crash standards. There's no exceptions on it just because it's an electric vehicle. It is truly a real automobile.
And great looking. It doesn't have one of these funky shapes that's trying to look green. It looks like a car.
No, it does. It does. It drives great. An electric engine has 100% of its torque at 0 RPM, so the off-the-line acceleration is great. When you're merging out into traffic, the car gets up and goes. It's really an outstanding vehicle.
Well, and we were talking before about the ease of even recharging this vehicle. So tell us a little bit about the different abilities to recharge it and even remote charging you were telling me about.
Yeah, you can charge it just off of a regular 110 plug-in, or of course you can go with the 240. Obviously, the 240 plug-in gives you faster recharging time, but you can plug it in anywhere. You can drive it over to your friend's house and have lunch and plug it in and get some recharging done while you're having lunch or what have you.
And you said it also recharges sometimes by itself.
If you're driving, you end up in Tahoe and you're driving down Mount Rose Highway, you can probably pick up 15 to 20 miles in extended range just by coming down the hill from coasting and braking. It'll actually regenerate power itself. And
now you also had mentioned remote charging, and I thought this was brilliant because let's say I'm landing at the airport and I'm going to be home in a few minutes and I want to have my car. It's in the winter and I want to have it heated, or it's in the summer and I want to have it cooled. You were talking about. I'll let you tell about that.
Well, you can actually start the charging process with your iPhone, or any smartphone. You can link it to the car. It's something a service we offer when you take delivery of one. We link it up to your phone so that you can program it. The ideal thing is to program these cars in the middle of the evening when electricity is the cheapest, and you can program the car to do that automatically, or if something arises, you can change that with your iPhone and get it charging right away. And like you said, you get up in the morning, it's 30 degrees out. You don't want to get into a cold automobile, so you can heat up the interior of the car so it's completely warm while it's still connected to the grid. And then you're not wasting your precious battery power to just heat the car. And the same thing in the summertime. It's 80 degrees outside. 5 minutes before you get in the car, you just tap on your phone and the car cools off. You get in it, it's nice and cool out. You get in it, you drive the car away, and it's really a neat product.
So, my garage door is shut and I can actually start my car, turn on the heater or the air conditioner, have it while I'm still connected to the house's power and not using the battery power of the vehicle when I leave. But there's no emission, so there's no concern about starting that car and having it ready for me to go.
Yeah, you're not going to, gas out your dog laying there by the door. He's not even going to know. It's probably not even going to make a noise other than a small fan.
Well, and now you're the general sales manager, but you've taken the time to be certified on this product and had another one of your sales representatives certified on it too. Is that correct?
That's correct. Currently, myself and Peter Fletcher, who's a huge electric car enthusiast, we're the two certified salespeople at the dealership. We obviously, want to be certified so that when you come in and ask questions, because there are a lot of questions with this car, it is new technology that we're able to answer those questions and make you comfortable with it.
Well, again, one of the things I think is really cool about this car is that it has all of the modern creature comforts. Like, tell them some of the things inside that are there that they may be surprised to know.
It's a fully equipped automobile. It does not have leather, but it has almost every other creature comfort. It's got a navigation system. The navigation system will tell you where the next charging station is on the vehicle, will tell you how many miles you have left. It'll give you a range of how far you can go. I mean, it really is good technology.
Modern creature comfort, all in an electric vehicle. And you said that one of your customers shared with you recently how much he was saving on fuel each month by driving one of these.
Yeah, he drove about 1,700 miles, and I believe the number was $240 he saved in gas, and that is calculated in the cost of the electricity as well. He broke it down out of his power bill, and he saved about $240.
So over a 5 or 10 year period, the car could be paid for just in the savings. And if you haven't seen one of these, Todd, how would they get a hold of you to arrange to come look at one and drive one?
They can stop by our dealership at 865 Kitski Lane. They can call myself or Peter at 775-322-3700. And the good news, I don't know if we mentioned it, is I do actually have a couple of these cars on the ground for delivery right now. The process to getting these cars earlier has been somewhat lengthy, and you had to go online and reserve your car and stuff. And I do actually have some cars ready for delivery now, so it's pretty exciting.
Terrific news, and that's Todd Moore, General Sales Manager of Nissan of Reno. Give them a call, and you'll be glad you did. And please support the quality in our industry, and that's Nissan of Reno. Thanks for being here today, Todd.
Thank you very much, Mitch.